Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today on this 4th of July, July 4th. And I have some friends here you might hear periodically through our session today. I think you might be able to hear Murphy wanting some attention. So thank you all for joining me today. And as I just get ready here, I'm making sure I turn off my notifications. I didn't do that yet. Turn off the email as we settle here today. And we begin by really helping check in with our intention for being here. What is our goal for this practice? Yesterday, I was reading in Scientific American. I was reading about some animals and talking basically about how humans are impacting the natural environment with light, with sound, and this is impacting a number of animals. For instance, bats. With sound, with glass, with solid, slick, smooth surfaces, many times bats' sonar, the noise that they produce, is perceived as empty space when there's a smooth surface. Where am I going with this? Why am I bringing this up? Well, one, we could be talking about humans' impact and how we tend to be species centric. But that was not the purpose of mentioning that. It was in reading this article, many different animals have different senses that we do not. Sonar, for example, being able to pick up other sounds at a different frequency. And the reason this is relevant to today's practice is that we often think that our experience is the only one that exists. This also translates into our narrative. Our narrative of ourselves often is the only one that exists, or the way we see things in the world is the only one that exists. For me, we come back to the practice of mindfulness, and specifically mindfulness of the body, awareness of what we're experiencing. We come back to the practice of mindfulness and somatic awareness is it pulls us out of our reliance on just higher order cortical function. We think that our narratives, our interpretations are all that there are. And we come back and see that there's another way of experiencing things. For instance, if I say to you right now, what is happening in your right big toe? You might feel the impulse to move it so that you can get some sensation. But interestingly, the signals, the afferent signals, the signals that come from the body up to the brain, those pathways were still there. They were still in process. But we're not often aware of that. So, this practice of mindfulness as a foundational tool helps us separate from our thinking process, which we often are so reliant on and think this is the only way that we experience the world, that what we're thinking is the only thing. So, today, we're going to start again, as always, with some mindfulness. And as I adjust my chair right here, right now, I invite you to find a comfortable position. Classically, in mindfulness meditation practices of many different perspectives, we start with elongating the torso. We want to make sure that we can come into a firm base. So I sit with my pelvis. Now, since we're talking about being aware of what we're doing, I invite you to feel into your body. Plant your feet on the floor if you're sitting on a chair. If you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, make sure that your hips are a little bit higher than your knees. But let's come into your body. Notice, what is it feeling in this moment sitting here? Does it want to stretch first? So take a little bit of a stretch. You can arch back a little bit. I'm doing a little seated cat-cow here for a moment. Rock the pelvis. We hold our body in some positions for hours at a time without checking in to say, oh, my body doesn't really like that. Okay, so in this upright position, how can you lengthen the spine? How can you lengthen the spine out of the pelvis? Maybe just roll the shoulders back a little bit. And this is one of the reasons we do asana practice sometimes before our meditation, our seated meditation, to allow us to sit in meditation a little bit longer. And then just move your head from side to side, back and forth a little bit, maybe up and down. Just see how can you find that length in the neck, the ears over the shoulders. So when we lengthen the neck and the spine, that actually puts our body in a position where the diaphragm can move more profoundly, and with that diaphragmatic excursion, that movement that's more of ease, that alone, posture alone, can help regulate our vagus nerve. It can help strengthen vagal tone for those of you who know what vagal tone is, where when we exhale, our heart rate slows down. We're going to do that in a minute too. Okay, so finding this upright position, but not uptight at all. We're not tensing in order to get into this position. We're finding ease in this position if we can. And I am going to invite you to take a very big breath in. Big breath in and hold it for a moment. Fill the entire lungs if you can. Hold it. Feel what's happening to your energy, and then slowly through pursed lips, if you can, in a very slow, let the breath out and notice what's happening to your energy. Let's do that 2 or 3 more times, your own pace. Full breath, hold it at the top. Your own pace. I can do that for a little bit longer, I'm realizing. And then shake out your body once again and see if you can just land here in an upright position. Shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders, neck long, chin come down just a little bit. And if you want, if you're so inclined, I'm already doing it, you can close your eyes. If you want to keep your eyes open, just look 12 inches in front of you down, something not specific, not too busy in visual cue. And borrowing from Yoga Nidra and autogenic practice, let's just set our heartfelt intention for showing up here today. We want to say this in a present tense way. It could be, I am relaxed, I am calm, I open my heart, or my heart is open. I am at peace. Whatever phrase best fits your heartfelt desire, what we would also call kavana, your intention, your sankalpa for being here today. And then I'm going to invite you just to take a moment to breathe this in, saying it silently to yourself. I am at peace, I'm calm, I'm open. And breathing it out. So for the next several breaths here, let's have the intention, the phrase, be our anchor. And this is a practice all unto itself, whether we infuse it with loving kindness, borrowing from the relaxation response, which came from transcendental meditation. We allow the anchor to be this phrase, this word, words. And with every breath in and every breath out, we recite it as if it were true. I am calm. I am relaxed. I am open-hearted. And it's as if we're planting a seed in our consciousness, a seed in every nerve, every cell, every tissue of our body that will continue to flourish and grow throughout the day. We'll come back to this sankalpa, heartfelt intention. But now we're going to do a body scan. And what we're doing is training our mind to bring full mindful attention without any judgment, without any layering, to whatever body part I call out. Now, this somatic awareness can pull us out from the outer layers of our cortex, of the brain, the one that we overvalue at times, and bring us into the inner parts of the brain. And again, without judgment. So I'm going to call out a body part, and I'm going to invite you to just rest your attention gently there. And again, I'm going to do this in more of a yoga nidra way. We're dancing around the body in maybe in an unpredictable manner to really help focus the mind. Whenever you catch yourself making an assessment, oh, that's bad, I don't like that, ooh, pulling away from the experience, just note that, just note it, be kind. So let's begin with our right thumb. Feel into the right thumb, the right index finger, the right middle finger, the right ring finger, and the right pinky. Feel all the fingers. Notice what you're experiencing in the back of the hand, the palm, the wrist. Be mindfully present of the right forearm. Just resting the attention there, like a butterfly on a petal. The right elbow. The right upper arm. The right shoulder. What are you feeling in the left thumb? The left index finger. The left middle finger. The left ring finger. And the left pinky. What's happening in the left back of the hand. And the left palm. As you are mindfully aware, you may not have any words or language for it. Simply be with the feeling of the left wrist, the left forearm, the left elbow, the left upper arm, the left shoulder. Notice the right hip, the right buttocks, the right upper thigh, the right knee, front and back and sides. Rest your attention on the calves and the shins of the right leg. What do you note in the right ankle, the right heel, the right instep on top of the foot, the right arch and sole of the foot? Feel into the right big toe, the right second toe, the right middle toe. Just rest your attention there. Your right fourth toe, the right pinky toe, what's happening now in the left hip, the left buttocks. We're feeling into it, staying with the sensation of feeling. The left thigh, the left hamstrings, the left knee, front and back, the left calves and shin, the left ankle, the left heel, the left instep, top of foot, the soles of the foot. Notice the left big toe, the left second toe, the left third toe, the left fourth toe, and the left fifth toe. What is happening in your low back, in your belly, the sides of both waists. Notice the left spine, or the left side of the back. The right side, both shoulder blades, the shoulders, the chest, the right armpit, the left armpit, feeling the neck, the throat, the eyes, noticing the ears, both sides, feeling not just what you're hearing and inside the ear canal, but also the ears, the top of the head, the back of the head, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows, the nose, the lips and the tongue. So noticing both hands and arms, both hands and arms and shoulders. Notice the arms and the torso. See if you can expand that awareness, the arms, torso, neck, and head. So noticing only the upper half of your body. And then let's notice both feet and legs. The feet, legs, and pelvis. I invite you to turn your attention now to the right side of your body, the right hand and right foot. Expand that out to the hand and foot and both limbs on the right. And the right torso. Come back to the left hand and foot. The left limbs and feet and foot and hand. And the left torso. Again, simply resting your attention on these areas. Practicing, helping create mindful attention. Notice the front half of your body. And notice the back half of your body. Now I invite you to see if you can just expand out and feel all the way to the edges of your skin. So everything beneath your skin. We sit back. We allow the sensations to arise and present themselves to us. And we begin to notice the impermanent nature of everything. The impermanent nature of our thoughts. We just have moved our thoughts all around the body. We focused on one thing, it went somewhere else. We then begin to notice the impermanent nature of our sensations in the body. They change. So just feeling your entire body as one energetic vibration right now, in this moment, what can you be aware of? Let's take another moment here to remind ourselves of our intention, our heartfelt wish, our phrase. I invite you to take a moment to breathe that in for 2 or 3 breaths. Breathe it in and breathe it out. And then let's rest our attention gently on the breath. Can you step back and allow the breath to happen? And to do this, we'll start by just resting our attention on the out breath. There's nothing we have to do. We just simply follow and ride the out breath till its natural conclusion. And it's like we get right back on the ride. We're really present to this out breath. We begin to notice, wow, is that a smooth exhale? Is it a soft exhale? Does it feel a little belabored? It's a little choppy. And one might be 2 seconds, one might be a millisecond. We don't have to do anything. We just simply ride the exhale. And then for some of us, and for some of the time, we might find that at the end of that exhale, there's just this natural pause. It's where we sink. Let's just ride the exhale. And if there's a pause, if you feel it, see if you can allow your whole body to just drop a little bit more. And then just simply invite the breath in. Soften all of the body. Allow the next wave of the breath to come in. So we're simply riding the out breath, settling a little bit more if there's a pause, releasing all tension and allowing the breath in. What are you feeling with each of these breaths? And you may not even have any words to it. That's okay. We simply feel into the cycle. Note where you're struggling. Note where you might find physical tension in the body. If you're finding yourself gripping or bracing, adjust if that will help. And then begin again. You might find a strong sensation in the body pulls your attention away. You might feel an ache, a pain. And if you do, allow for a moment that to be the anchor. Observe gently, if you can, the narrative that you start to tell about that ache or pain or discomfort. Observe the language you're using. And notice how, as you follow it, your body might brace or grip more. And so I offer that when you feel such a strong sensation, an ache in my right hip, a numbness in the toes, a coldness on the ankles, whatever sensation pulls you away from the breath, simply notice it. And noticing it, noting it, maybe without language, you just feel into the experience, where you might say, oh, cold, cold. Now, if it's a stronger physical sensation, like I said, I'm wondering how we can use and practice with language like sharp pain is present in the hip. Sharp pain is present in the hip. And I simply watch it. It's as if I step back from it. And then the minute I feel as if that was it, I felt it, I can gently return back to the breath. We do so. We don't fight ourselves. We don't argue. We don't belittle ourselves for focusing on the pain. Pain is present in the right hip, and so is breathing in, and so is breathing out, and so is my left hip, and so is my right knee, and my left knee, and the foot, and the other foot. Our practice is untangling from our narratives, our focus. I feel the pain in my hip, and I'm light years in the future. Is it going to stay here? Is it going to go away? What can I do to fix this? And if just adjusting works, please do so. But it might not. And when it doesn't, how can we just settle into the right hip again? So come back to the breath that's presenting itself right now to you. Notice the exhale, rest in the pause, and allow. We focus on the breath because it, as I said, teaches us about impermanence. Each breath is different. Every breath is different. Even if we try and forcefully control, the breath is different. And you can't hold on to any part of the breath. And it also connects us to our physical body. If a strong emotion catches your attention, begin by simply seeing if you can name it: sadness, grief. But then take a step back and let's mindfully explore it. How do I know? How do I know it's sadness? What are the physical correlates to this emotional tone? Heaviness, tightness. Every emotion has a physical signature and also has a cognitive framework. So you might notice you're lost in reverie, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, judging yourself for how this process is going today. Invite us all to take a step back and come back to our intention. Reciting our intention, our heartfelt intention again. I'm at peace, I'm calm, I'm at ease. And then beginning again. And how we show up for this practice today really speaks to our years of conditioning. All those experiences in life that have helped train us, programmed us. So we have an event that happens, something triggers us, and we're immediately responding in our old habitual ways, even when we wish we would respond differently. And so we can take a moment to offer some gratitude to ourselves. Our body has been conditioned, our brain has been conditioned, and it's trying to take care of ourselves. The brain and body are doing what they do in an attempt, whether functional or no, to care for itself. So I invite you, if you feel so inclined, to put your hand over your heart, or just feel into your heart. And we take a break from any self-judgment, criticism, and thank our heart continuing to beat, for showing us love, for trying to protect us. Breathing in and out through the heart, as if the breath comes in and out through the heart, giving it a gentle caress. I invite you to take a moment here and see if we can do that with the rest of our physical body, feeling into the lungs, feeling the breath again. And having some gratitude for them, for exchanging gases all day long, minute by minute. And this gratitude can spill over because not only is it the lungs don't move on their own. They move by the movement of the diaphragm, some accessory muscles around the intercostal muscles, the ribs. Some other muscles might come into play. Just breathing in some gratitude and out some gratitude towards the diaphragm, the muscles of our torso, the muscles in our belly. And while we're at it, extend that gratitude to the muscles of the limbs, the muscles of the face, the head, and the scalp. To thank the body, even when it acts in ways that we wish it didn't. We put it through so much, expecting it to follow our every whim. And as we express this gratitude, we recognize that all we really want is to feel safe in this world. And I put health under safety. We want safety. We want safety to express ourselves freely without repercussions. We want to feel safe in our own body and in our homes. We want to feel safe to be able to move, to think, to explore. We want to feel safe to love whom we love. It's taking this moment as we are connecting to the body to connect to a heartfelt wish that may I be safe. May I know freedom. May I know how it is to be free from suffering. And as we're saying this, you might get lost in thought. If you do so, come back to the breath. Ride the exhale. Settle into the pause. Just allow the breath. Or feel into your heart, feel into your body, and extend that gratitude for it taking care of you. And we realize that there are others in the world, others who also want to feel safe. Safe in their own bodies, safe in their own homes, safe to move about the world. Free from any oppression, fear. So if anyone comes to mind that you can think of, I invite you to extend this heartfelt wish now. May you and I, may we be safe. May we know freedom. May we know peace. May we be free politically, economically, socially, culturally. And you can begin to imagine that part of you that really desires this safety and freedom from suffering. That's your true essence. And so then can you extend it to others? That's your true essence too. You might find it challenging to extend it to certain people. But that part of you that knows that when we were feeling safe, we move about the world in a different way. If we were all safe, we'd move about the world in a different way. Allow your attention to rest on the idea of sending this heartfelt prayer for peace, for safety, for ease, for health to others and to yourself. How will your day be when you move through it more from a place of loving acceptance? In a moment, we're going to transition from our practice out into the world. But before we do, I invite you to envision a little bit about your day. We're doing a little future tripping here. We're projecting into the future. And if you are planning on doing anything, even if it's just going to sit and read for the next few minutes, if it's going to be talking to others, walking around your home, whatever it might be, can you envision doing so from a place of mindful awareness and compassion? Whenever we judge, whether it's ourselves, we could just start there, or others, we're wishing for things to be other than they are. So in those moments, I invite you to take a step back, to feel the breath, and feel into the body. Just notice, how's the body? What are you aware of in the body? So pull us out of some of that higher cortical thinking and conditioned response. So let's just take 2 breaths here. With each breath, feeling into your original heartfelt phrase, I am at peace, I am calm, whatever it is for you today. Breathing it in, breathing it out. And once again. And then on the next calm inhale, slowly opening your eyes if they've been closed. Just let the gaze be soft. Feel into the space, hear into the sounds, feel into the temperatures, the smells. You can begin to move fingers and toes, maybe move your body into the space. So thank you for joining me today. I invite you to take a moment and notice, what impact did this practice have on your mind and body right now? As always, I'd love to hear from people. If you have any feedback, feel free to email me, drbrad@thebreathspace.com. And I will be back here Thursday, both on Livestream and on Clubhouse, for our our 8 o'clock 25-minute meditation. Thank you so much for joining me. May all people everywhere be safe. May all beings, all people everywhere, be healthy. May all beings everywhere know peace and freedom. May all beings everywhere go gently, knowing their goodness. Thank you so much for being here.